Shoot me.
What, shoot you?
Go on, shoot me. Right there.
No, I can't.
No, not there. Shoot me here. Don't. Oh! How's that?
It's very good. Tell me how you do it.
Magic.
The Prestige is a 2000 film directed by Christopher Nolan, adapted from the novel by Christopher Priest. Nolan is mainly known for directing the Batman saga, Inception, and Memento. Its great peculiarity lies in the proverbial confidentiality of the plot. In fact, the end is generally understood towards the end of the movie, as in the case of The Prestige. The film is set in London during the Victorian age. Two young magicians, Robert Angier and Alfred Borden, shall be investigated and followed by Cutter, an engineer and former magician illusionist. But during a show in which a woman was tied up and put in a glass case full of water, something goes wrong and Angier will blame the friend of the accident, trying to get revenge. Following this tragedy, the two magicians were separated, taking different careers. While Angier becomes famous as the Great Danton, Borden called himself the Professor and performs, accompanied by inseparable collaborator Fallon, in crumbling theatres. Among his numbers there is also the bullet catch, dangerous act with a firearm and cooperation of the public. Just Angier participates in one of these performances disguised as a spectator, and sabotaging the number causes the loss of 2 fingers in Borden. Meanwhile, during the rise of Angier, Borden also takes the stage, in disguise, to turn a trick and sabotage the rival. Thus began a cruel game between two men over who is the best, and the rivalry will turn slowly into an obsession. Borden then made his debut with the show of human transport. The illusionist goes through a door and reappears from another door almost instantly at the side of the stage. Enthusiastic Angier wants to steal his show, but Cutter explains that it is possible only by having a look-alike.
The audience hardly had time to see it.
He's a dreadful magician.
Angier relies on an actor who looks like him and has its own version of the number of Borden. The man, however, remains obsessed with wanting to discover the trick of his rival. First, he sends a girl to spy on him, Olivia.
I am here because he sent me here. He wants me to come and work for you and steal your secret.
But that ends up being the lover of Borden. Then kidnaps Fallon and thus obtains the key, Nikola Tesla. Back in London, Angier performs successfully with the Tesla machine. Really curious, Borden is introduced behind the scenes to understand what happens when Angier disappears, and discover that thanks to a trapdoor on the stage, Angier falls into a bathtub where he drowns while its copy appears in the audience. Borden sees a man drowning and tries in vain to save him, instead will be arrested on suspicion of murder and sentenced by hanging.
You have been found guilty of the murder of Robert Angier. You will be hanged by the neck until dead.
The movie was really successful thanks to the great cast. Alfred Borden is played by famous Christian Bale. Hugh Jackman instead plays as Robert Angier. Another rather character important is Olivia, who will become Borden's lover, starring Scarlett Johansson. The cast also has the singer David Bowie, in the role of Nikola Tesla, the scientist. The book won 2 prestigious awards, the World Fantasy Award and the James Tate Black Memorial Prize. Though the film is fairly faithful to the book, there are some differences. First, in Priest's novel, Angier is called Rupert, not Robert. and his wife, Julia, does not die like in the movie, but remains alive for the duration of the story. The book also marks the beginning of the fight, not through the death of Julia like in the movie, but instead on an abortion due to Alfred, who pushes her to the ground during a performance, causing her to lose the baby. Another difference lies in the locations. While in the film the main sites are in London and Colorado, in the book the two illusionists are away mainly in the United Kingdom. Nolan is one of the most influential directors of contemporary cinema. From the novel he has directed a film, and its outstanding merits are obvious. He is an impeccable director and uses strictly dark photography and superb cinematography. The Prestige covers many different topics. A story paradoxically about authentic life, ambition, love, disappointment, obsession, and resentment. The ambition is that of two men, experimenting with inventions of the century. They want to become icons. Love is against a woman who, humanly fragile, cannot avoid to break two complex hearts. Disappointments are the ones that life forces us to bear, creating a grudge that takes on the appearance of visceral hatred. Inevitably, the insults and frustrations emerge in a single desire: to take revenge. The approach and style of The Prestige makes the movie complex and engaging, thanks to the considerable pathos and romanticism found, which result in an ending as surprising as it is rich in reflection and extremely varied interpretations.